Today, I'm Sylvia Perez. Just 1 week before Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke goes to trial for the murder of Laquan McDonald, he sits down for the first time to tell his version of the story. He has never shared his story with the television media, but chose to sit down with our Dane Placko this morning. And Dane is joining us now with this exclusive interview. What a surprise he's doing this now.
Yeah, and we asked him about that, Sylvia. We spoke with Jason Van Dyke one-on-one for a little less than an hour this morning. He was very emotional during our interview, especially when talking about his family and the impact all this has had on their lives. Now, we should tell you there were some conditions on this interview. Van Dyke's attorney, Dan Herbert, wasn't in the room. He did not allow us to ask about any of the specific events that led up to the shooting of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald on that October night back in 2014. Early on, I asked Van Dyke about his mindset with his first-degree murder trial scheduled to start next Wednesday. What is going through your mind now that we're just days away from the start of this trial?
I'm extremely nervous. I'm petrified at the fact that I may be going to prison for the rest of my life or an act, that I was trained to do by the Chicago Police Department.
There's a sense of dread.
Huge.
Van Dyke is looking at a minimum of 45 years to life in prison if convicted. He told me he believes politics did play a role in the decision to charge him with first-degree murder for the shooting of Laquan McDonald 16 times, a case that's generated a firestorm of protest. It led to sweeping changes in the Chicago Police Department. I asked McDonald about what happened in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. He says he went home in a daze. Did you know at that point that your life had changed forever?
I didn't know that my life had changed forever to the point like it is today. I knew my life had changed in some way.
How did it change in the immediate aftermath? You'd just taken a person's life. How did you deal with that?
That's what I mean. Taking a person's life is not something I take lightly at all. It's very conflicting with, religious beliefs. I never would have done this if I didn't think my life or somebody else's life was in danger.
You saw it as one of two choices.
Yes.
He says he's a practicing Catholic and prays for Laquan McDonald every day. Van Dyke also talked at length about the impact this has had on his family and his own emotional stability. Thoughts of suicide. We'll bring you some of those comments in about a half hour. We covered a lot of ground in this interview. It was fascinating.
He looks like a broken man. A lot of people are going to be saying, why is he doing this now? This is all an attempt to try to get a lighter sentence or not be sentenced at all 1 week before the trial begins. Is he really sorry? That's what you're going to be hearing.
Yeah, and that's a legitimate question. Clearly, this is an attempt to try to get his story out there. If there is a jury trial, right now it hasn't been decided whether it's going to be a bench trial or a jury trial. But in case it is a jury trial, I think he did an interview with the Tribune earlier. He wants people to they want to sell his story. Okay,
how did you feel? Did you feel like he was selling his story? How did you feel as you sat there and interviewed him?
He really does come, you see it in the video there, Sylvia. He does seem like a damaged man. I didn't get the sense, unless he's a very good actor, I got the sense that he was fairly sincere in the interview and that he is really struggling to deal with all of this in his actions that night.
Okay, and a lot more to share. We're going to be having that throughout the day on our website, and you're going to come back with a little more here on our noon show.
Yep.
And then again at 5 and 9. So we'll look forward to talking to you some more. Very fascinating to hear what he has to say. Thanks, Dane.